What's up, guys? It is a beautiful August morning here in New Jersey. Catching up on a ton of stuff. Been interviewing a ton of people for positions at Erica, both technicians and salespeople. It's been really a overwhelming kind of task because we've got a lot of qualified people coming in, so it's good and bad. You know, it's like you gotta make Sophie's choice, so to speak. And hopefully people want to work for us too. You know, I haven't gotten too much feedback that said, you know, don't bother, don't send us any, you know, don't follow up. I don't want your job. But I've been thinking about the last few weeks, and a few weeks ago, Max, the former owner of this business, he retired fully. He was working for me for the last few years as an employee on a part-time basis, kind of like working his way down and just kind of managing some of his customers, and we give him a couple more leads to keep him going. But over the last couple of years, it's really dwindled down and been reduced, his workload. So he gave me his notice. He's like, you know what, Dan, I'm ready to retire 100%. And then we had a nice little retirement lunch for him, and we made a little special video for him. You know, everyone at the company wishing him well and sending him some messages. And he had said some nice things about us and myself. It was a moment. It was definitely a moment that I won't forget. It made me think about mentors. I have never actively sought out mentors. I've never had, you know, someone that I sat down with and like, oh, you're my mentor. You know, what can you do? How can I help you? And, you know that. But now when looking back and in hindsight, I've had plenty of mentors. I've had plenty of people in my life that I've used as for guidance. I've used for questions, that have shared their life experiences with me, have given me so much value. And I guess what I really want to talk about is the importance of having mentors. And like I said, I never actively sought out to have a mentor, but you know, Max in particular was a mentor for me in this industry and as a business owner and as a leader. He taught me a lot about being a leader. He taught me a lot about the bakery industry, bakery equipment, and suppliers and customers, and a wealth of stuff. And the beauty of it, the beauty of mentors, the good ones, they don't tell you what to do. They listen to your problem, they listen to your situation, they give you maybe an anecdote, they give you a story that kind of relates, they maybe probe, they ask more questions, they ask questions that maybe you weren't thinking about. They get you on the right path without, you know, turning you and pointing you in that direction. At least the better ones do, because then they're giving you the experience of learning versus just handing you the answer. You know, I've had other mentors in my life because I've now kind of been actively thinking, like, who are the people that have influenced me in that sense, that I go to for help, that I go to for guidance, for wisdom. And I've had, you know, my father, my father-in-law, some uncles. I haven't had too many professors or teachers. I guess maybe my relationship in the education world was never awesome. But I had plenty. That was the point, is that I have plenty of people in my life that have, you know, shared their wisdom with me and have given me, you know, a mentor kind of relationship. And I pose that to you. I pose that, do you have mentors in your life? And if you don't think you do, maybe take a step back and think about, who do I go to that their opinion matters to me? Or who do I go to that when I'm done with the conversation, I feel like a little bit more enlightened, or I feel like I'm maybe looking at the right direction now? Cherish those people, keep those people close to you, learn from them. You know, life is very short, and we can only learn so much from our own experience. So it's a combination. You need mentors, you need real life experiences, you need books, you need as many ways of gaining experience or knowledge as possible. The best way, of course, is doing, but doing can have repercussions. You can do it wrong. You can fail and fail and fail and fail. You could read. You could read and read and read and read and never do anything and not really learn anything. So a mentor sometimes is kind of an in-between. It's kind of like an education, but also kind of like an experience. And it's a combination of all these things, obviously. And there's no right answer. There's no like, hey, you know, to succeed, you got to read 1,000 books. You got to put in 10,000 hours of work. You got to have 4 mentors. There's no formula. but there are patterns. There are patterns, and you see it from highly successful people. I see those patterns, and I want to emulate them as well as myself. So we're walking around here, this kind of the train tracks here behind my company, because I'm still not comfortable talking to myself in my office. No one can hear me. Like, what kind of maniac is that? So I'm walking around the side of my building here, and just having a little chat in the dirt in the woods. And to clarify, not my building, the building we lease. All right. Peace, folks. Bugs, lots of bugs.